Welcome back to the World Breaker Project, and today is going to be an interesting one because I'm not going to continue the story, nor am I going to do anything. I'm actually talking about added details that I have done for this world. So last time I was talking about the story, the first part of the story. As you can see, reread this one. I'm gonna get rid of this one because I actually did not need to. But this one, this is something that I accidentally missed last time. So after I finished my recording, I realized that, oh wait, I haven't talked about this part, so I might as well just talk about it. So what I would say about this is, number one, I just realized I have not uploaded the next part where it covers the story, so I have to edit that one. I did already just recorded it, but during that time I forgot. So I also have to mention that if you're Australia, it'll be Tuesday, Wednesday, or Wednesday, maybe Tuesday, Wednesday. I will not be making these videos. I'm gonna take a break between these two because I have a something called university, so I cannot do it really upload on those days, and it might be a little bit more infrequent. So, but I'm trying to at least upload maybe 2-3 videos a week, so you kind of get it. And yeah, so after I recorded that video, I need to release that one first. I forgot to mention about Pindle. Pindle also about this. Sorry, Pindle. So what I wrote is Pindle also mentioned that they are not doing it for free and entices them with a reward, which one example he gave is helping Jordan clear his name. August is still suspicious about it, but reluctantly agreed to do the mission after Jordan and Cilicia accepted to do it. I would say instantly. So I accidentally left that detail out. That was on me, but I think that's fine. Oh, whoops. So that is one thing I mentioned. Also, ignore this one. We will not be tackling this anytime soon. So if you want to know what this is the fifth character, Harmony, and you said, "Oh, just Harmony? What's her last name?" I'll get to it. I'll get to when the time comes. Then for August, I added this. He aims to be a therapist when he gets older, while also being a doctor, which tends to make him question things in a bigger picture. So it gives him makes him a little bit more of a wary person, and which makes sense. And for this one, while they the other two are very head on, like, okay, I'm gonna do it. They didn't even question it. So we need August to be the one to question, and also fits his his personality and all these stuff. So that's basically it. And where most of the information, I have to get rid of. No, actually, no. So this one, don't worry about this one yet. So why I left this one with the highlighted thing is that the next episode is most likely going to be me tackling the next part of the story. So, and that requires me to kind of understand what the dome should look like. So soon, when I kind of get the idea, I draw it out and I implement it in the story, what I want them to experience. Then I will go back. I'll do backtrack. Basically backtrack to the dome part, which will be its separate video. So I think it will be next part of the story up to, I wouldn't say up to the part where they enter the dome. I would say until a certain instant happen. Then I'll talk about a little bit more of the dome in the next episode. Then I'll do a character introduction of Harmony. And I mean, I think I gave it away with the. I mean, I will show you that later. But I need to talk about the Augurium Academy. I realized that I have not explained it well, and that really gave me like, oh, I think I got that realization when I realized that I have not mentioned their uniforms. I don't know why this isn't highlighted, but like it doesn't really matter. So this one, I will go through the facility of the Augurium Academy because that's where most of the information comes from. I also need to make this smaller. Sorry, getting rid of space. So also I need to, another thing I need to do is, yeah, this academy will have the same aesthetics as a city, but with more fantastical elements in it, like the center core of the school holding a giant floating magic crystal. There are four massive buildings surrounding the crystals that holds a different grade 10 to 12, and with the last building being a gym's slash practice facility. Most of the classes, blah 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 blah. This one's already been mentioned, which most of them made of blah 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 blah. This one's already been mentioned. This also stops people from fire. Where is the part? Although it protects any harm done to the school, it does not get rid of dust and any rubbish. So they have to have a team of janitors to clean up the school every day. Usually, the school punishes their students by if needed, by making them join them if they are misbehaving, which we already saw it mentioned in the story. So they join them, and the cleanup process takes around 4 hours. Due to that, the school finishes early to allow the janitors to finish cleaning around 6. So school around then, which you can guess with math, it finishes at 2 p.m. So that makes it understandable for why he is tasked to do cleaning, because I could put magic actually automatically cleans as well, but I feel like they're not at the stage where they can do it in terms of the year. Although most of the buildings are very old, the training, I already mentioned that one before, that they're decked out with gear that will guide their mages to control them and master their magic. They do not have a schoolyard. Instead, most of the students hang around the core of the magic crystal to hang out and eat. So that area is like a park kind of look to it. I haven't really mentioned it. So I might as well. So it's basically got to be like, it's got to have like beds of flowers, patches of grass where people just can lie down, and benches around to sit around, and it's mostly like cave. Like you basically kind of get the idea for it. So the 4 buildings have an underground passage that leads to a massive library. It is one of the biggest libraries in the city due to many students, teachers, and even public visiting to study their craft. The library only allows the public to access the library past school hours, and on weekends. There's a 5th passageway that lets the public to enter without issue, but there are many security guards to monitor and check the public to protect any harms. Blah 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 blah. It's basically customs, and it's people say it's more strict than the universal custom. So if you want to go out to the universe, there will be a custom that's extremely strict. It would probably be more strict than international flights, due to them being out of space, which kind of makes sense. There's also there's 6 big stadiums. That's something I definitely changed, and that has yearly blah blah blah. I already mentioned that part. It's just changed to 6 instead of 4. So that's basically, also this one. So uniforms, they usually wear blue beige coats with white button down shirts, and a blue and white striped necktie. For the men, they wear long dress pants, while the woman wears black knee-down skirts. Any of them need blah blah blah. Anytime they need to use physical activities slash training facility, they wear their own clothes, which most of them are their combat uniforms. So that is interesting to put in. And funny enough, the blue and white kind of fits the the main character, and also her his. Actually, not. I can just say that later when I get to her. So, and this is going to be the interesting part. So, I realized that I mentioned the four continents, but I never really talked about the four continent properly. So, these are just brief ones about it. It doesn't really matter much, but you kind of get the story, you know. And there is some information that are integral to the main plot, but you don't see these parts that much. And I don't know why I'm talking about. I'm talking slow. So the planet separates by continents: Harmonic, Dizine, Carmen, Tanma. As you can see, the name here. Ignore what these are for now. Each continent holds an ancient grimoire that no one can be able to control. Blah 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 blah. I think I already mentioned this part. This one is basically explaining that grimoire thingamajiggy. Harmonic is based on the word harmony, which means union. Which, you know, and there's a reason why each name is named for a reason. This continent holds the capital city of Orgrium. Orgrium, which is the place that we are mostly spending, or actually not really mostly spending, but where the starting area where most of the stuff happens is in Harmonic. This city holds a capital city, which is most modern city in Galdor, which is Galdor Craft in short. It is located in the northwest part of the planet, which is mostly made of forest and grassy hills. The more southeast you go, the more civilization you'll come across. There is a massive forest separating the capital city and the other town due to the importance of the forest. And I haven't really mentioned about it, but oh my goodness, I have not mentioned about the forest information that I added. Okay, I need to go back to the forest. So to allow get entry, you are not safe over there. Okay, yeah, a lot of carrots happens. Basically nothing is illegal. It also has many potent magic crystals in the forest, but it's slowly disappearing due to lack of mana rating for the forest. That's one of the information. And if you guys remember, around like 6 years ago, the ancient dragon disappeared. So you kind of get what's going on, maybe. But the more when I get to the end of the story, I'll basically reveal everything. That's something. But for you, I don't want to explain too much, just because I want you to keep on guessing. And then let's talk about Dizine now. Dizine is based on the word dizzy, which means altered sense of balance and place. Blah 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 blah. Also comes from the word izzy, which means gods contends. The thing that you should be mentioning is altered sense of balance and place. Although there's another word I use for it, which is, I can't remember. I didn't put it down. It should be it slipped my mind. I should have put it in there. I'll get back to it when I mention Dizzy, because she's also pretty important a little bit. It is located in the southeast part of the planet. It is mostly a sandy desert that radiates heat waves. There is barely any civilization due to the entire continent being unlivable. The northwest part of the continent holds a small time that is very tropical. Think like Hawaii. The grimoire that protects the continent is relatively unknown, but people speculate it is held in the hottest part of the region where sandstorms are very common. But 2 months ago, the sandstorm disappeared without a trace. So, kind of guess something is going on. Something is probably missing. Oh, whoops. Oh, and the structure. That one. I'll explain structure. That's like the most important part. Oh hell no! Did I? Don't tell me I okay. Come on! Don't tell me I lost it. Oh hell nah. Sorry, I'm having some technical difficulty. Oh, no, mine is back. So, let's go to Carmen. Carmen is based off the word karma, which means destiny and spiritual force. It is located in the north. I don't know why I put two norths. Northeast part of the planet. It only contains Rocky Mountain. Is the highest points reached. Point. The highest point is it reaches. I should put it reaches. Is the stratosphere. So if you look at the stratosphere, so it isn't actually higher than you think. So if I bring this thing, so there is the layers of the atmosphere, there's the troposphere where we are in, the stratosphere where it peaks there, and the mesosphere, thermosphere, yeah, you kind of get it. So space stations are very there. Jet engines go to stratosphere, so that's as high as it go. So if you want to like a comparison of it, I won't mention it in the script. Think of Monster Hunter Generation Ultimate, where you first meet Val, not Valhazark, Valstrax, where the highest peak is there. Also, Valstrax, cool monster. It is mostly made out of mining towns due to the extraordinary amount of magic crystals in the continent, especially the higher up you go. The grimoire is held in secret guarded layer that has been guarded by mages living in the continent. That is near the peak that's been guarded by the mages living in the continent. But the grimoire has been stolen 1 month ago, which led to a massive continental panic due to their deity being taken. Out of all the grimoires, she's the only one to show her true form to the continent. And that's kind of a massive clue to the next character we're actually doing. And I might as well just say it now. The grimoire is a she, and I'm not going to explain as much. So actually, I want to explain. So this is just going to be something that's going to be mentioned in Harmony's backstory when I talk about her. She is one of four grimoire slash sisters. I'm not going to talk about much why they're grimoires, but they are very important. And each of their name kind of represents what powers they have, which I might as well explain it now. So harmony means union, so that's basically the main word to explain her powers is synchronize. Dizzy is altered sense of balance. So that one I legit forgot the I wouldn't say forgot the power. Synchronize. Antonyms. There was a perfect one, but I can't remember. It's not desynchronize. It's synchronize, compromise, synchronize. I can probably go back to history, and I'm fine showing you guys history because it's mostly just normal stuff. should be yesterday. So tie necktie. Blah blah blah. And then missing. Girls need synchronize. Harmony, repulse. That's for a different character, I think. Harmonize magic. You see me like doing a lot of research and map pat. So you can see through like how much I worked through this, meaning disorder, Dizina. You kind of see me just going through the names. Would I talk contradict? So I wouldn't say contradict would be the proper one. It's a I would say desynchronized, but it also not really desynchronized. It's disorder. I think disorder is the right word, right? I think disorder would be the right state of confusion, a mess, chaos, not really disorder, dysfunctional, maybe. So basically her powers is the less synchronized you are with the person, the stronger you get. That is basically what the opposite of harmony is. And the third one, karma, which means destiny or spiritual force. The power is the more strength you put into your punch, the stronger you are. So it requires force. And Tanma, I haven't mentioned Tanma, it meaning absorbed, which means instead of pushing, making force, you're more keep storing the absorption than bursting it out. So it's more absorption based. And then now we should go for Tanma to explain Tanma. So Tanma is based on the word Tamaya, which means absorbed. So that's basically the Grimoire's power. I'm not going to sugarcoat that anymore. It's located in the southwest region, a part of the planet. It's a polar desert. So basically, I think Antarctica that has extreme blizzards. No one lives around it on the continent due to the harsh environments. The Grimoire have never been touched or seen by anyone. The only reason why they know exist is due to the ancient text mentioning that there are 4 Grimoires protecting each sector of Galador. So people wondering, wait, how do they know about the 4 Grimoires? Let's say that so there's ancient text that has been written mentioning their backstory. And that's basically why the people know there's 4 Grimoires in 4 different sectors. And fun fact, this is not really planned, but like each one has their location kind of like you kind of understand their names kind of similar to what they are, like what the Grimoires are. So Harmony, more forest type, that one's less of a obvious one. That so I wouldn't really mention that one. It's more of a very foresty area. You can say it's the nature is it keeps everything in harmony or something like that. You can just make something funny like that. Dizzy, which means altered sense of balance. If you know Dizzy, it's located in a very hot place like a desert, which desert, if you don't have enough water, you can feel dizzy. It might feel it makes you faint. So like if you don't prepare for it. Common means like spiritual force. Reason why I made it a rocky place is because of spiritual force. The higher you're up in the mountain, it feels like you have more spiritual things in you. Plus, also force means like hard, like strength. You're very hard. That's probably a bad a bad way to word it, but you kind of get what I'm trying to say. Where people usually think when they think of strength, they think like earth, rock, something like strong to keep them together. And Tanma meaning absorbed. So I was thinking about people living there, but I chose not to, which is probably for the better. Which they are absorbed. Which what I'm trying to get for it is that they try to absorb heat or something. I don't know. I don't know how I was thinking about it yesterday, so don't really worry about that much. You can probably figure it out, but I can't. Also, I mentioned the genres: action, fantasy, magic, sci-fi, romance, espionage, and drama. That one I came up while I was in class yesterday, and then I don't know. I will fix that. Oh, and then let's go to the structure. So this goes blah blah blah. Think of it like a normal anime, but there are two small segments. Think about if you watch One Piece, you kind of know what the structure is. Opening, and then blah 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 blah. The story. Then there's a recap thingamajiggy of the story and the ending, and also there's more, and then the preview for the next episode. Think about that. That's basically it. In the document, the chibi will not be mentioned in most of it, so I'm not going to mention about the chibis, the two chibis. That's going to be commentating most of it due to I'm going to just say it's just due to the very importance in the story. One mostly more than the other. I would just say that it basically mentioned the blonde, large breast girl covered by bandages, biker, jack, short shorts. Her, she is going to be very important, but you will not be hearing of her until season 4, and this is, and then a black hair girl with wearing a white gi. She will not be relevant until season 7, and you can see season 7 is where the latest one, and she is actually my favorite recent design of a character. And I might as well just say it because it's funny. She actually was not planned at all in the script. I legit wrote a new story just to introduce her. You know, she legit came from a dream. I saw her in a dream. She wasn't wearing a gi. She was wearing more gothic clothes, but I gave her a gi because I actually created a little bit more about her design. But she came from a dream, and I really liked her so much. I brought her to the story itself. So how I'm going to say this is I separated to 3 parts. So the first 3 seasons is basically the first part of the story, which my favorite character has not been mentioned yet or mentioned at all. I think I mentioned her to my friends, but never mentioned. But she is my favorite, so you guys will not know who it is. I will mention her. I will mention her when I first introduce her, which is going to take months, maybe years before I talk about her. So, and then the second part, which is 4, 5, 6, my favorite character, female character I made is this one, but she will not have this look to her until season 7 or end of season 6. So you will not see her like that, and I will mention when she is first mentioned. And a gothic girl, you already mentioned, she just came out of a dream, and she's my favorite. So these 3 girls are my favorite girl from each part of the story, like big part of the story. I debated if I should have a preview or not, but I found a way to play with them. This one I legit don't worry about it because it is only this part will be mostly from end of season 2 and the start of season 3, where you kind of understand why I even added in the first place. So it might be feeling out of place, like, why would he add this? There's no point of adding this. And it feels stupid to have. It's not necessary, but I found a way to play with it, which I enjoyed so much that I forced myself to, if this ever be adapted, it needs to have a preview because it is super integral to the story. And I think that's about it. Now I'll probably have to delete the all the highlights first before I end this video. So yeah, you kind of understand that I added more information just because I had to add more information. Also, I did some formatting as well. Yeah, as you can see now, if you press it, you can go like this, and boom, you're already looking at it. I think I got rid of the rest. So apart from that one that probably needs to stay. So that's basically the recap for what I've done before I start the next arc. So I said next part of the story. So whenever that happens, when I start making the story, you will see this. So thank you guys for watching me adding even more information of the world building. And I think I'm going to end it here. I don't know what else to say. 30 minutes, that's actually pretty alright. So yeah, very short episode just for you guys. Bye.